I'm going camping. Apart from one night when I slept in the abandoned village in Glen Nevis, I haven't been camping for 2 months. I was supposed to be off work this week and I booked flights down to the south of England. I was going to go to the Scilly Isles and then discovered that all the campsites were closed there in October, and so I cancelled that flight. And then I booked a ferry to the Outer Hebrides, and well, partly family issues and partly because the weather forecast was absolutely horrendous, I cancelled that. So, and then I ended up working for half the week, but I'm off for the rest of this week, so I'm going camping. I'm going to just get my stuff ready. One of the first videos about my camping stuff that I made I posted on TikTok, and I'd been diligently rolling up my sleeping bag, and so a load of people said to me, you stuff it, you don't roll it. So like, I didn't have a clue what I was doing when I started 2 years ago. So now I'm going to stuff my sleeping bag. I had thought I would be taking my big winter sleeping bag, it's early October, and the last couple of weeks there's been some quite cold nights, but it's like 15 degrees forecast overnight tonight, so I'm not going to be cold, so it's just my summer 3 seasons bag. So lots of people have asked me to show you what gear I take with me, so I'll show you as I'm packing my bag. The first thing I have is a 65-litre rucksack. It's an Osprey Wren cut for women, and it's really comfy. My sleeping bag, I put my sleeping bag and my mat in the bottom of it. I want my tent on the outside, so I can, if it's raining, I can just put my tent up without taking anything out of my rucksack. My sleeping bag liner. And then I just try and find other random things that I can stuff in there. And I don't always take this, but this is a little lightweight day bag. I'm a little bit tired and I don't feel like doing a very physically exerting walk, so I'm only going to walk, like, it's about 2 miles from where I'm going to park to where I'm going to camp. But I am planning to do a very big walk tomorrow. But what I'll do is I'll take my tent down, I'll hide my camping stuff in the bushes, and I'll use this little lightweight rucksack just to take a day bag with me with some snacks and waterproofs and stuff, because I don't think the weather forecast very good. I'm not going to need my down jacket to walk in, but I always take it because if it gets cold during the night, or even sitting around at the camp, it's really handy to have even in summer. That's enough in the bottom. Then I will attach my tent, Big Agnes. There. That's the absolute basics. I've got a dry bag that I always put inside my rucksack, but the next thing I would put in would be spare clothes. And if I'm going for several days, I would always like to have a clean, dry set of clothing to wear to sleep in. And in winter time, that's always sort of merino wool leggings and a long sleeve top. But because this is one night, I'm not taking anything. I'm literally going to just sleep in my clothes, get up and go. I've got my Jetboil, which is for heating water, and there's a little stove attachment. Although I am also taking my fire pit. I'm going to cook my dinner on a campfire and just sit and relax at my campfire. I always take a spare gas canister with me. I'm trying to use up all my sort of half-empty ones. I've got a bag of first aid toiletries, toothbrush, stuff like that. My frying pan. I'm taking this little thing for grilling vegetables on top of my fire. Got my camping stool, which is a bit bulky, but this is an absolute godsend. I'm so glad I bought my stool. Got my coffee cup, and there's a coffee sachet for the morning in it. Waterproof trousers. Even in summer, I always wear these when I'm cooking at my campfire, because you can end up kneeling on the ground and get muddy and dropping grease and stuff and charcoal. Got my spork. I've got my portable floodlight. The only reason I need this is for filming in the dark, because it might be dark by the time I get to cook my dinner. Got a power bank and a cable for my phone. Matches. Got a lantern for my tent. A head torch for my head. Got a spare head torch and batteries, because I always take a spare. I've got a little handheld torch as well, because the one thing you don't want to run out of is light. and I'll fill these up. I always take 2 litres of water with me. In winter time, I would heat these bottles of water up and put them in my sleeping bag. I had a problem with one of them leaking a couple of times, but I've replaced it with a much better quality one, and I just need to go and get my fire pit and some logs and my gourmet lump wood, which is food grade charcoal for cooking on. And I always bring my own wood. It's all extremely heavy and an absolute nightmare to carry, but it's worth it to spend an evening just sat by the campfire. I'm going to get my food. I'm going to get eggs for my breakfast. Maybe I'm going to make spicy eggs for my breakfast. So I'll need tomato puree and garlic and all the food I'm going to cook for my dinner, and a little mini wine as well. The thing I forgot to add when I was packing was a pillow, and normally I just use a cut off pillowcase and I stuff my down jacket into it. But as a treat, because I was carrying loads of stuff anyway, my full-size pillow from my bed. Such a joy, it's such a luxury.